Three great guys and one common thing. I'm talking about the Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, the American comedian Jay Leno, and James Skinner, who is the former CEO of the McDonald's Corporation. So what do the three of them have in common? Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pai, our weekly series of videos where I try and share simple lessons and stories which can help each of us become just a bit better. If you're someone who's looking for that big break, for that first job, or if you're the person looking for that right job to come along where it's a good company, the role is just right, the money is good, maybe I've got some advice for you. And if you know someone who might be in that place, maybe you should share this with them too. Bezos, Leno, and Skinner, three great people, all of whom started their careers flipping burgers at a McDonald's outlet. Think about it. All three of them had a job at McDonald's as their first job on their resumes. And I think we can all learn a few lessons on what it takes for us to make a success of that first job and to ensure that in some ways it paves the way for future success. So what I want to do today really is to try and share 6 lessons, as it were, from Burger University. 6 lessons on making your first job your ticket to success in life. Ready? Let's go. Here's the first one. Remember, no job is too small. I think we can all get too caught up in ourselves and want that first job which puts our skills to use and does justice to our talents, and therefore we are not willing to take on a role which we perceive to be rather small. But think about it. 3 of the most successful people on earth actually started off working selling burgers at a McDonald's. Good lesson to remember, no job is too small. If you get an opportunity to go get to work, grab the opportunity. Lesson number 2, boring is normal. If you take a job working at a McDonald's like outlet, you'll probably find that the work is not the most exciting thing on earth. It can get boring. It can get repetitive. And many young people are very quick to seek variety in that first role. They are not willing to do the hard yards day in and day out. Jeff Bezos famously talks about how he had to kind of crack 300 eggs on a day. Okay? How tough and how boring can that be? But think about it. Maybe it's that practice of cracking those 300 eggs and making sure that even the 300th one was as good as the first one has stood Jeff Bezos in good stead, because now as his business goes out delivering those million parcels around the world, he's got to make sure that we do the millionth one with as much excitement and as much perfection as we did that first one. So boring can look like a tough one, but boring is normal. And it's important for us to get used to the idea that work will have its moments which are boring and repetitive, but we've got to learn to ensure that we endure those moments. Third, the customer is always right. And that's a lesson that you very quickly learn when you're in a business like McDonald's. You could be out there taking the orders from the customer or trying to ensure that you've got the order for the fries just right. But remember, there's no arguing with the customer. No matter what your role is, you very quickly learn that the customer is always right. And it doesn't matter where in the organization's hierarchy you might be, that's a lesson that's priceless. You could be CEO of the business, you could be that customer sales representative on the shop floor. It doesn't matter, but you've got to remember that the customer is always right. And that's a lesson that you pick up very quickly when you're out there working in a business like one which requires you to flip burgers. Fourth, I think it's good to remember that success takes time. Success does not come in an instant. Think about it. James Skinner didn't go to college. He actually started off working in a McDonald's outlets. And guess what? 30 years of being on the grind, right? And going to no other college than the Hamburger University. 30 years later, Skinner goes on to become the CEO of McDonald's Corporation. Good lesson for young people. Stick it out. If you can learn to stick it out, success is almost inevitable. But the challenge for us is to remember that it doesn't happen in a hurry. It doesn't come in an instant. Lesson number 5. Okay? I think it's something that people who've got it right will tell you is the most important lesson that they've learned in their lives. And it's this: learn to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. No job is too small. Nothing is not in my role. Okay? You must learn to get into the action, to help, and to do whatever it takes to make sure that we are getting it right. Jay Leno talks about a time when someone spilled a can of tomato ketchup on the floor. And Leno remembers going down on his knees with that swab and cleaning the entire floor and getting rid of that last drop of ketchup until the floor was spanking, shining clean, and no one could have said that, hey, there was some ketchup which had fallen not so long ago. Just imagine sweeping floors, getting that ketchup off the floor one day, and then going on to become the face that makes America laugh night after night. Okay? Success will come, but I think we all need to learn to roll up our sleeves and get on to doing the dirty job. And the 6th one, and it's an important lesson too, remember that your job in a McDonald's might have been at the cash till, it might have been the person doing the fries, it might have been the person flipping the burgers, cracking the eggs, whatever. But at the end of it, you were part of a team. And teamwork matters. You've got to learn to work with other people. And very early in your life, if you can get a job that challenges you, that pushes you, and makes you work with a team, you will quickly realize that success in life is not going to be a function of how good you are, but how good your team is, how you manage to work well as a part of a team. And it's no surprise that everybody who works in that McDonald's very proudly has that McDonald's, the M, emblazoned on their chest right over their hearts. It's that pride, that sense of belonging to a team. If you get that early in your career, nothing can stop you from becoming as good as you were meant to be. So stop thinking, stop waiting for that big job to arrive, for that perfect fit to be that first job that you can get onto. Just go, find that job which challenges you, pushes you, which might look to be small, but go, make something of that first job, and you'll be on your way to success. That's all in this week's edition of Chai with Pi. Do remember to hit the subscribe button and like and share this video with people you think might find it useful. Until next time, maybe grab a burger and yes, enjoy your chai.